Okay, I think we have enough people. We can start. Thanks everyone for joining in. I hope my screen is visible. So yeah, today we will cover how we can save taxes through GIFT City investments. A little about myself before we start. So hi, I'm Ankur. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Belong, which is a savings and investment platform for NRIs. I'm also a SEBI registered investment advisor, although in this session, whatever we are talking about should not be construed as investment advice. We are merely going to discuss the products available in GIFT City and what are the tax advantages that are offered within them for NRIs. So before we begin, what is GIFT City? So I think by now, if you have been attending these meetups, you already know what GIFT City is. But just to recap, for those who are new here, GIFT basically stands for Gujarat International FinTech City. It's a financial services SEZ, which is actually located between Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar. And the objective of establishing GIFT City by the government was to attract foreign capital into India, as well as enable Indians to invest abroad. And in order to do that, the government has offered various tax incentives and a compliance light framework for GIFT City. So it has been given an offshore status as far as FEMA regulations are concerned. It's and there is a dedicated financial regulator for GIFT City under the government of India. So it's called IFSCA. It has the powers of all four financial regulators in India combined. So in India, you have RBI for banking, SEBI for capital markets, IRDA for insurance, and PFRDA for pension products. So IFSCA has the combined authority of all four regulators as far as GIFT City is concerned. And IFSCA was established in 2020, while GIFT City as a concept dates back much longer. But it was really after IFSCA was established that things started to take off in GIFT City. So what are these benefits of GIFT City to NRIs? Right. So first of all, it's an offshore jurisdiction, which basically means that the you don't have to go through like NRE and RO bank accounts in India. So that's an Indian concept. These accounts are INR denominated. GIFT City being a foreign jurisdiction uh, or an offshore jurisdiction actually deals in foreign currencies which are non-INR. So on the banking side, for example, you can have a USD bank account, you can have a Euro bank account, you can make deposits in these currencies. So in order to avail of GIFT City products, you don't need any NRE and RO bank accounts. You can send money, invest via your foreign bank accounts themselves. Secondly, the KYC process in GIFT City is much more streamlined than it is for NRIs in India. So, for example, in India, one of the common pain points that NRIs face is, lack of, let's say, they don't have Aadhaar or Aadhaar is not linked to their Indian phone number, so they can't get an OTP, etc. So now in GIFT City, since it's an offshore jurisdiction, there is no concept of, there's no special status given to Aadhaar as such. You can use, any proof of identity document like a passport or your Emirates ID in order to open an account. Coming to the other issue that a lot of NRIs face is of taking back money that they have sent to India or what is known as repatriation. Now in India, if you have to take money out, as some of you might have already faced, the banks generally require paperwork or there are restrictions in taking your money out. But that is not the case within GIFT City. So all your investment products or any savings products anything that you have availed of in GIFT City which is foreign currency denominated, remains freely repatriable, which basically means that you can take that entire money back to your current country of residence without any limits, right? And finally, the tax exemptions, which is the topic of today's class. Okay, so yeah, before we delve into the tax benefits of various products in Gift City, I would just like to take you guys through what has been happening in Gift City, like what kind of growth they've been seeing. While not a lot of people know about it yet, because most of the products in Gift City so far have been targeted towards corporates or institutions. But even on the retail side, slowly we are seeing a lot of momentum build in. So just a very quick snapshot. So for example, in Gift City now, the number of banks that are active is 28, doubled over the last 4 years. These banks collectively now manage over $70 billion of deposits, and these are from corporates, retails, institutions, everything combined. Within this, if I remember correctly, retail deposits are now have now crossed $1 billion. On the investment side, specifically when we talk about category 3 AIFs, which are the AIFs generally investing in India or in the global markets, the number is has crossed $2 billion of investments. So yeah, it's growing rapidly, and as more and more people come to know about the advantages of Gift City, the adoption we are seeing is quite fast. So yeah, before we go into each product and cover the respective tax benefits, I'll can take a pause, and if there are any quick questions on Gift City overall, happy to take them. Okay, so far I think most of the people here have been regulars on this
I have a
meetup.
question, if I may.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, with regards to GIFT City FDs, what are the kind of interest that we could expect?
Yeah, Sham. So let me just cover that as I move ahead for the to the product. Sure, I'll take that up. So yeah, Gift City FDs, as Sham also brought up. So very simply, these are fixed deposits from banks who are active in Gift City. So for example, most of the tier one banks of India, the names that you already know of, for example, your HDFC, ICICI, SEBI, SBI. So all public private sector banks, most of them are now active in Gift City, and the deposit you opened with them is basically a Gift City fixed deposit. It is in foreign currency denominated, most of them being dollar denominated. So very similar to your FCNR that a lot of people have already heard about with Indian banks. So here again, just highlighting the major features of these FDs. So interest rate I will touch upon. Uh, it Again, to make Gift City FD, you don't need an NRE NRO account. There are a lot of options of foreign currency. While USD is the most popular, you can do it in pounds, you can do it in euro, Singapore dollars, etc. So there are a total of 15 currencies available. And again, fully repatriable, both principal and interest. And on the taxation side, I mean, here's the comparison with the other FDs available to NRIs. So here, similar to NRE FD or an FCNR FD, the tax on the interest is 0. So it's completely tax free. There's no TDS, no taxation involved here. In terms of, so there's one difference, a couple of differences with FCNR. One difference is again for FCNR, you may need to have an NRE, NRO account relationship with the bank. Here, that is not needed. And also on the tenure side, FCNR deposits have a minimum duration of 1 year, and if you withdraw before 1 year, you don't get any interest. GIFT City FDs are much more flexible when it comes to tenure, and they start from 7 days and can go up to 5 years, 10 years. Coming to the question of interest rates. So interest rates are fairly close to FCNR rates, which is what we would expect, given that these are the same banks that are offering these deposits. So for example, with the partner bank that we are going to go live with, the interest rates, including our bonus rates, are in the range of 5 to 5.5%, again depending on the tenure. There are so overall, if you see again the spread between different banks in GIFT City on a USD FD, I would say is between 4 to 5.5%. So again, compared to UAE, it is much higher than what the local banks would be providing. But yeah, close to what you would get in an FCNR deposit, but without the hassle of an NRE, NRO bank account, and with the flexibility of tenure. Moving on from fixed deposits. So fixed
Ankur, just
deposits, anyway,
one
we have
thing
been
I
covering.
want to, I don't know whether you covered it already or not. Apologies, I had a phone call right now. So one thing which is very beneficial for NRIs in the NRE account based on the country in which they are. For example, if the tax treaty has a provision for 15% tax, what I don't exactly know the term they use, but for example, let me take a specific example. A country like UK, if the NRI is staying in UK and they have a NRE deposit, even though India does not charge any tax on that, that NRI can still claim that 15% tax has been paid in India if the deposit is done in NRE account in the first 10 years of the NRE account opening. So that, I believe, will not be available through the GIFT City FDs. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, so Anurag, so all DTA provisions apply to GIFT City as well, because it's not,
But
I
it's
mean,
not an NRE account.
yeah, it's not an NRE account. That is true. So if there is a DTA, so the DTA treaties between all countries still hold. If there is a provision that is specific to an NRE account and the home jurisdiction, then that may not apply. But overall, all DTA treaties apply to GIFT City as well. This particular thing we can check, but in general, the principle applies. If it specifically
Okay.
mentions NRE account, then it may not. But
No, that's the funny part. It talks about a particular section in the Income Tax Act. I don't know whether that Income Tax Act has been suitably amended to consider these deposits as done through GIFT City under its purview or not. I don't recollect the section number at the top of my head. I'll probably
no
message you
worries, no worries.
separately.
We will definitely ask our in-house tax expert to look into it. Yep. So moving ahead from FDs, the second category of products that are currently live in GIFT City are AIFs. So and these are you can think of it as mutual funds, but with a higher ticket size. So these are pooled investment funds similar to mutual funds managed by a professional fund manager, where everyone gets the same portfolio, same NAV, etc. But the ticket size here currently for AIFs, like how in India also you have a ticket size of 1 CR. So there is a similar ticket size here as well of about 150K USD, which translates to about 1.3 CR. So here the tax benefit. So again, just on the features side, reiterating all the benefits that GIFT City in general provides. So the NAV is denominated in USD. You can invest via your foreign bank account. When you redeem, it goes back to your foreign bank account. It is not routed through NRE, NRO bank account. You don't need to convert the currency at your end. the money remains fully repatriable. And within these AIFs, there are three categories. I won't go into the details specifically, but from the category that is most relevant to to us, especially from a tax perspective, is the category 3 AIF, which within that there are AIFs that are like feeder funds into India. So the structure is something like this. There is an AIF fund registered in GIFT City, which further invests in Indian mutual funds. So a lot of the mutual fund companies or AMCs, they have launched these feeder funds from GIFT City. So, for example, your HDFC, Aditya Birla, Mirae. So they have launched like an India-focused AIF out of GIFT City, which further invests in the Indian mutual funds. Now, in this structure, one of the biggest benefits that GIFT City provides on the tax side is that here there is no capital gains tax either levied at the funds end or at the investors end, right? So now if you compare this with you directly, let's say, investing in an Indian mutual fund as an NRI, you have the same tax liability that a resident Indian has, right? So you have 20% on STCG and 12.5% on long-term capital gains, right? And on top of that, when you redeem, there will be a TDS, which then you can file in your income tax returns if in case there is a higher or a lower deduction, and file accordingly. In case of, so that's what happens when you invest directly in Indian mutual funds. But if you take this GIFT City feeder fund route, then there is no TDS or tax liability on capital gains in India. So again, this is not applicable for all AIFs. This is specifically for category 3 AIFs, which are investing in Indian mutual funds as a feeder fund. So this is a significant tax advantage that these vehicles have. And yes, the minimum ticket size right now is a bit high for everyone to be able to avail of this product. But as we have been talking to the AMCs, and the regulator has already allowed launch of smaller ticket size funds at the retail level, let's say with a minimum of $1,000. And now there are AMCs also who have applied for retail funds. And we expect that within the next 6 months, some of these funds should be live. They will have the same tax benefit that we just spoke about, that there will be no TDS or any capital gains tax for them, as long as they are following the feeder fund structure. So one small point on the ticket size also. The ticket size restriction is for investors who are not accredited investors. So there is a process of becoming an accredited investor. There are some eligibility criteria. So for example, if you have this, either you can satisfy the income criteria or the net worth criteria. The income criteria is that the annual gross income should be 200K or more. On the net worth criteria is that the net worth should be 1 million or more, of which at least half of it should be in a financial asset. If you are doing a joint investment with your spouse, then the same criteria is applied on a joint basis. Like together, if you can either meet the income criteria or the net worth criteria. Any questions on this before we move ahead? Okay. So yeah, so this I think will be the most relevant, especially when the ticket sizes come down, as this can become a substitute for all the investments that you have been doing through your NRE and RO accounts into Indian mutual funds. Moving ahead, there are some listed products also in GIFT City. There are two exchanges actually in GIFT City. And one is a subsidiary of NSE and the other a subsidiary of BSE. So there's an NSE International Exchange and an India INX. Now on these exchanges, we have some products which may not be of relevance to long-term investors, but if there are any traders, then these are Nifty futures are listed on the NSE International Exchange, and it's quite liquid. A lot of volume is coming from institutional players, FPIs, retail players are also starting to come in. And again, the tax benefits are enormous. There is no capital gains tax to be paid even on the derivatives income. Like if you are trading these futures or options, and if there is any like any income or capital gains, then they are not liable to any tax in India. Also, while trading, if you are someone who trades frequently, then another benefit is that on these exchanges, again, there is no STT or stamp duty to be paid, which can sometimes become a huge cost for frequent traders. In addition to Nifty futures, there are global stocks also available. The two exchanges have certain provisions through which you can buy and sell global stocks as well. These can be held for the long term as well, and the same tax exemption applies. But these are anyway global products, so they anyway don't have to be taxed in India. Moving ahead, the fourth product that is again currently live, and the most recent budget announcement gave a huge tax exemption to this product, is the ULIPs based out of GIFT City. Uh, so so in the current scheme of things, before the new budget came in, the proceeds or the gains from ULIPs were tax free only if the premium was capped till 2.5 lakhs INR on the Indian side. Now, for NRIs, if they are purchasing ULIPs in GIFT City, which are dollar denominated, then and these ULIPs can then invest in Indian mutual funds and all of that. Whatever gains they make will not be subject to any tax for NRIs. There's no capping of amount. The second condition is again both on India side and GIFT City side, that the premium should not be more than 10% of the amount insured. So that still remains, but there is no absolute capping on the amount. So this is a new change recently introduced in the new budget. So another investment route that we are seeing, some NRIs take is, while AIFs have a high ticket size, ULIP products launched by certain big insurers like HDFC and all are in fact providing a much cheaper, like a much lower ticket size way for investors to invest in India while having the same capital gains relief. So again, not an investment advice, not recommending that you guys should invest in ULIPs or bundled products of insurance and investment, but just letting you know that this option is around and has been given a major tax exemption in this budget. Any questions? I mean, these are the products that are live today in GIFT City and the associated tax exemptions. So if there are any questions around this, happy to take. Or I mean, the next section is more about what we have been up to at Belong, and the products that we are building. So can wait for some questions on what we have covered so far before we get into that.
Hi everyone, this is Savitri. I also work with Belong. If you have any questions, you can ask, and even if you want Ankur to like repeat a certain portion or you didn't understand something, that's also fine.
Yeah, please let me know. We have enough time today. I might have gone through it at a faster pace today. So happy to take any questions or repeat anything. All right. Moving ahead, but yeah, if there's any question, feel free to put on the chat. So yeah, the next part is just giving you all guys an update about Belong and what we have been up to. So as some of you already know, Belong is a savings and investment app just for NRIs. We are building a one-stop solution for NRIs to avail of all GIFT City products. The reason that we have focused on GIFT City products is the numerous benefits that they provide to NRIs. The top pain points of NRIs, while availing of financial products, have been cumbersome onboarding, double taxation, or difficulty in repatriation of their investments. So all these three issues are taken care of through the GIFT City platform. All the products there do not have these issues, and KYC is also simplified. So that is the primary reason that we have focused on building our entire base from GIFT City for NRIs. We have we have an in principle PSP license from IFSC and GIFT City, so that enables us to sort of move your money around and hold it in custody safely with our partner banks. We also have applied for a license in the capital market, so basically on the investment side for trading as well as fund distribution. So that is yet to come in. Will probably take a couple of months, which is why you will see the investment products coming in towards the summer. And yeah, we are backed by some of the prominent VCs and angels in India. Just quickly taking a minute on the first product that we are going live with. Some of you guys know we were planning to launch the USD FD in February. So that has been pushed back by a month or so because we are still, awaiting the final license, as well as, just testing the integrations with the bank. This is the first such bank integration going live in GIFT City. So yeah, we want to make sure that everything is in order when we launch. In terms of the product itself, very simple. We are launching a USD fixed deposit. You do not have to make a savings account in GIFT City or with any other bank in order to avail of this deposit. So you can directly send the money in from your foreign bank account. So for example, if you are in UAE, then from your UAE bank account. If you are in UK, then from your UK bank account, and you can create that FD directly from there. And when it matures or when you redeem it, it can go directly to your bank account. In terms of the interest rates, so the FD is provided with a partner bank that we are integrating with, and soon we will be adding more such banks. In terms of interest rates, for early joiners, we are offering up to 5.5% on USD, which is pretty much top of the end, given the falling interest rate environment that we are in now. And on top of that, if you refer some family and friends and help us reach out to more people for Belong, we are offering another 1% on top of that. So that's so if there is anyone here who has not yet signed up on the app, then please do. We are first launching in UAE region only, so you will be able to sign up with a UAE mobile number. We have plans to expand in other regions like UK and US, but that is somewhat towards the second half of the year. Yeah, I think we have already spoken about this. You can download the Belong app, or there is a community that we have where all the NRIs discuss their questions. They can stay updated regarding GIFT City and our launches, as well as we share the details of all such meetups that we keep doing. So I think the link should be on the chat. 1 second. Yeah. So I think, yeah, there's a link on the chat which you can use to join the community. I think it's now close to about 100 people. So I think this is our 7th meetup. So that's not yeah, not bad at all. And yeah, happy to take any questions now. This was the last slide I had.
Sir, how can we get started and how soon?
Yeah, Shyam, I mean, yeah, we are also trying to make it live as soon as possible. As I said, we are waiting our final go ahead from the regulator as well as from the bank. My estimate is another month or so. We also want to launch as soon as possible so that we can hold these interest rates. If there are more interest rate cuts, in between that, then yeah, we'll have to discuss with the bank on how to hold these rates. So we are also hoping to go live as soon as possible.
Also, the 6.5%, is it like a flat rate or it's gonna be like 5.5 plus a 1% on 5.5, something of that sort?
No. So yeah, no, in that sense, it is flat. So you'll get like a 6.5 if if you help us spread the word. So it's not like 1% of 5.5, that it just on top of that. So that becomes 6.5. There is some capping on the amount, but that's like a 10K USD capping. So
That's it.
for most of the people that are in our target user base. There's a
No, so
question.
are you
Yeah.
essentially saying that you can only get 6.5% up to 10,000 USD, and if you do, let's say, amount worth 50,000 USD, in that case, this is not eligible?
Yeah, so the first 10K will be eligible. We are trying to give this benefit to as many people as possible. So we are keeping a limit. We can, so we are starting with like a 10K USD limit. So your first 10K will still be eligible for it. The rest, the other 40K will be eligible for the lower rate.
Oh, I see. Okay. Because currently I maintain with Neo. Yeah. So, and I think I
This
get a similar percentage. But yeah, happy to look at this.
Yeah. So again, just keep in mind these are USD rates, right? And INR depreciation against USD has been on an average 3 to 4% per year. This year also it has started off pretty weak, and we are expecting that as we also cut interest rates on our side, the INR is going to slide below 90. So yeah, so keep that in mind, USD versus INR. And yeah, most of the banks also structure their interest rates within slabs. So that's what we are starting off with. Since this is our first product, we want to give that benefit of 6.5 to as many customers as possible who may not be HNIs or be able to invest 100K or something like that. So that is why we are starting off like that.
Noted.
Yeah. There is a question on chat. I'll just take that. Can a person earning in UAE invest in USD currency as well? Yes. Can't it also go like a person earning in euro or pound can convert the currency and invest as USD? Yeah. So anyone can do this. Any NRI can do this. They can invest in a USD FD. We are first opening it up for UAE, hence I mentioned UAE. But yeah, as and when we expand to other geographies, there is no restriction on who can open this USD FD. It is not for resident Indians as of now, but yeah, any NRI can do this.
I have a question over
Yeah.
here. If you if the person who has opened the account in GIFT City happens to return to India and become a resident of India, can they still continue to hold these offshore accounts, or they need to then just shut them down?
No, they can continue to hold. The taxation will change based on when you return. So any interest or any returns, like for other products also, that you make post your return to India will be taxed like a resident Indian. So it will be split. Okay, let's say you made just like a very simple example. If it's a 2-year FD, 1 year you were a non-resident Indian, but at the end of 1 year you came back to India. So for the next year, you're a resident Indian. So half of the interest will be taxable as a resident Indian. But there is no requirement for you to now shut down the account and all of that.
And technically, that money still remains offshore. So if it needs to be let's say, invested outside India, it's still possible to take it out whenever.
Yes, it remains fully repatriable.
Okay. Okay.
In fact, Bhavya,
But we can't add to the deposits there, right, Ankur?
Sorry, Anurag?
We can't add to the deposits.
No,
Whatever money
because
is
then
there,
it will come as a resident Indian, it will come under LRS and all of that. So you will not be able to add. LRS has its own limitations that once you send the money out under LRS, it needs to be invested within 180 days. Otherwise, it needs to be, sent back to India. And FDs don't fall under the definition of investments. So a resident Indian today cannot open a USD FD in GIFT City, which is longer than 180 days. So you can technically still open like less than 180 days FD, but not more. So same deposit, definitely you will not be able to add to it. But yeah, under LRS as a resident Indian, this is what you can do.
Okay. But when I spoke to HDFC Bank in GIFT City, they told me the account needs to be shut down once you become resident of India.
No, that's not true. I don't know when you spoke to them, because RBI also came up with their guidelines around foreign currency accounts held in GIFT City, etc. So yeah, I mean, we have also, at least with our partner bank, we have had this discussion. The status needs to be changed, but it's not like the account needs to be shut down.
Okay. Cool.
There is one more question on chat. Once the FD rate is fixed and say the interest rate of US falls, so the person's fixed interest rate decided. So yeah, once you have made the FD, so it works like any other FD. Like once you have made the FD, then the interest rate is decided, your maturity amount is decided then itself. After that, if there are any interest rate changes, that does not apply to that FD.
Ankur, following on the same question, I am just curious. So I just want to understand how does it work in terms of currency conversions. For example, a person living in UAE will get his salary in dirham, and let's say he wants to invest in USFD.
Yeah.
Now, will they have to get US dollar converted before investing, or will they give their dirham currency and the bank in India will convert into USD and then make it a fixed deposit out of it? How does it work like?
Yeah, got it. So actually both options are possible. If you are in, let's say, UAE, you can you can convert it at your end. So when you do a Swift run, the way it will work is that when you open, let's say, a Belong account, you will get your own virtual account details, which will have its own routing number and all of that. So you can either do a transfer from your bank to this, and the bank will give you an option that do you want to convert to USD at your bank's end. So that is also possible. Typically, if you do it at your end, then banks tend to charge a little bit higher. Or the other option is the other payment method that we would be enabling is the local transfer. So you can send the dirham. We have a good rate of conversion negotiated with the bank. When the dirham hits us, we convert it into USD and make the deposit. And dirham is an example. The same can be true for another currency like a GBP or CAD or something like that.
Okay, so when you said you're opening up for NRIs in Dubai, basically it means a person working from Dubai earning in any currency can invest and he or she will send it in their currency that they're earning, and then you will convert into the
Yeah.
investment product, and then it will work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So that option will be with you. You can convert at your end, or we can convert it. Typically, we will have a slightly better rate because we are dealing in a bulk quantity with the bank. And since it's the bank's product, only finally it's going in an FD. So they have given us a favorable rate. But
Got
yeah,
it.
both
Thank you.
options will be available. Yeah, any other questions? Yeah, there's a question. Can you invest from your NRE account? Yes, you can, but here there is one caveat that the two payment methods that we spoke about, that either you convert at your end or we can convert. So here with INR specifically, there is a restriction that if you are trying to invest from your NRE account, then you have to do the conversion, because in GIFT City, INR acceptance is not there. So from your NRE account, you can do the SWIFT transaction, but you'll have to just choose a conversion at your bank's end. Okay. Any other questions? Feel free to ask now, or you can even join the community and you can ask there. We are happy to take questions there as well. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. That's all from our side today. Thank you.